Welcome to my tarot card reading for April 2015. Finances, social issues, political issues, and economy around the world. And this is Manu Tarot. Let's start immediately with the opening. And then we have here Oya and Obatala and Eshu. Oya, that is related with markets, is obviously talking about economy and finances. She's also related with death, and we're talking about stagnation or deflation, or whichever way you want to call it. But things are not moving well, they're not improving, they are stuck. Obatala, that is related with the head, but is also related with peace and not war, is taking a different action. Notice that Obatala is giving the back to Oya and following Eshu. In other words, what the tarot cards are saying is that our actions, the austerity that many nations are employing are pushing nations into a different direction. Because Obatala is related with peace and is in an upside down position, the possibility of wars, coup d'etat, civil riots, all this kind of dynamic, it is on the table. The austerity, the economic and financial stagnation, the impoverishment of nations are pushing many countries into a different direction of confrontation, of war, and resentment, if that's the right word to use for this dynamic. Okay, and if we look at the Six of Cups, Neptune, Scorpio, the King of Wands, Leo, and the Crown, the direction that is the nations are being pushed into is nationalism, despotism, totalitarianism, and anything along that line. We're going to start seeing the emergence of more radical and fundamentalist groups like ISIS. What is going on in Greece, in Germany, in France, that we're seeing movement that people are comparing it with Nazi Germany. That kind of emergence is going to be very normal and is going to be more marked during the month of April. In the United States is not behind. In the United States, we are seeing how the Ku Klux Klan technically has emerged again. We're seeing fundamentalist religious people emerging. This economy, that this stagnation, this austerity is bringing up totalitarianism, fundamentalist radical groups into being into this world. Okay, that's the kind of situation we're seeing. The tarot cards are not only limited to that, they're talking about secrets that were hidden that are going to come out. We're talking about dirty laundry. Secrets of nations are going to be exposed. We have to pay attention because that might have really bad consequences, especially for countries that are doing relatively well, like United States. Sorry. Finances, economy. This means that more reports are going to emerge, letting us know the state of the economy and the finance around the world, and it doesn't look very positive. We also have to keep in mind Pluto, Sun, Neptune, Scorpio. There is going to be the emergence of politicians, presidents, governors, whatever it is, politicians, that they come with this agenda, this idealistic point of view of how things have to be done. There are going to be a lot of manipulations. Countries are going to try to hide their secrets, their laundry, the things that they did bad in the past and the things they did bad not that long ago. That's a kind of dynamic, and all this dynamic is pushing nations into a confrontation, a possible war. Could be. Why am I inclined to a possible war? Well, we have here the Seven of Coins that is talking about what we sow is what we're going to harvest or reap. And we are right now planting the seeds of what? We have to pay attention to that. But that's what the tarot cards are talking about. We have Saint Teresa. Saint Teresa is about hope. The story says that she mentioned that when she died, she will let everyone know if she found the way to heaven. The story says that when she died, a staircase was formed in heaven by a lot of stars, indicating that she found her way. But notice that it's upside down. There's no way out, in other words. Then we have Saint Blandina. Saint Blandina, she died for her beliefs. But notice that she still believes in the same way, the same things, but she doesn't want to die. We're talking about stubbornness. We're talking about stubbornness and a situation where we don't find our north. There's no solution. There's no consensus about how to deal with the problem. Meanwhile, we are planting seeds that are going to bloom, that they're going to flourish, they're going to grow, and obviously we're going to start seeing the results, not now in April, but down the road in the future. And that's what the tarot cards are talking about for the month of April 2015. We have the rest of the reading. This one, if you speak Spanish, you will notice that I did this one a little bit different. The Spanish version is a little bit different in the format, but its information is the same. But here we have apathy and indifference, and that's the main topic, the energy manifesting during the first week of April. Indifference and apathy to what? To anything that the politicians are bringing. In other words, whatever the Troika decides to do with Greece is going to be seen with indifference and apathy from the politicians and from the people. And that's just an example. The same is going to happen in any other country. Whatever is the law that is passed, the bill, whatever it is going to be seen with apathy. The best example, Puerto Rico as well, and the famous IVA, the IVA. That's something new for Puerto Rico, but for many countries it's not. But in Puerto Rico, this is going to be seen as something with apathy and indifference. And this is the kind of energy that we're talking about. Apathy and indifference for whatever is brought into form in April. Second week. The second week is all about options, versatility. It seems like there's going to be a lot of meetings. This is an air sign, social things related with social gathering, all this stuff. So obviously during the second week of April, there's going to be a lot of meetings in locally, regionally, or worldwide, trying to find ways to deal with the emergence of apathy and indifference that we are seeing around the world. And by the third week, what we're going to start noticing is that countries are going to pump more money into the economy, hoping that this is going to help the economy to grow. And we have the Empress here that points into that direction. But like I said here, people are going to start seeing all this with indifference. They are tired. They feel that they are forceless, that they have been embraced by this beast, and they have been totally dominated. They are, I don't think the word hopeless is the right one, but the situation is becoming very unbearable for them, very chaotic, and is creating this indifference that I already mentioned. By the last week of April, what we're seeing is a desire to explore new dimensions, new options. People are going to get tired of all this austerity. People are going to get tired of the same BS, and every month that I do the reading, I keep saying the same thing. And during the month of April 2015, we are going to keep seeing the same attitude. When we put together vertical and horizontal cards, we got a very interesting dynamic. We have here the 10 of coins or pentacle, the king of swords. There are options that are going to be discussed, but people, politicians, or the society, they want something different of what they already have done. They don't want more of the same BS. The apathy and the money, IMF, for example, Troika, for example, money that has been pumped, United States and its quantitative easing is going to be seen with indifference from the people. Not only from the people, economists, economists and many financial institutions, even inversionists, are going to see this pumping of money with total indifference and apathy. In other words, they don't believe that this is going to work. Okay? When we put together up and down, horizontal and vertical, creates an existential vortex. And this existential vortex is about temperance, but then it has the page of swords, and this is all about paranoia. This is all about protectionism. We're going to start seeing that countries, Brazil, India, China, Russia, Venezuela, Argentina, I could keep going on mentioning the whole countries of the planet. They're going to assume laws that are protecting their economy, their finances, and not only them, the borders. We're going to see an increase of military gears, military equipment, and soldiers in border lines like Crimea, United States, Crimea, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, all those countries that ends on tan that are close to Russia. We're going to start seeing a dynamic of increased militarization there. The same thing with Israel, Palestine, etc., etc. Increased militarization. They're going to be increasing military deployment in these borderline countries. South America, we're going to start seeing the same thing. Colombia, Venezuela, that dynamic, Argentina. We have to be very careful with what we are going to see during this month of 2014, because we have to remember that we are planting the seeds for the future with all this dynamic, and there's going to be one direction if we keep this way. Here, what I call the trilogy. The trilogy is composed by the 10 of coins or pentacles, the 8 of staff, and the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords and the 8 of staff or wands, they're mentioning a desire of growth. Obviously, countries, they want to prosper. They don't want to fall in any kind of poverty or third world status like Greece. They want progress. They want liberation. they want something different, but they are going to start looking for that in a very different way. Orthodox ways, conventional ways are going to be dumped in I don't know if this is a word in English, but in Spanish, aras, A-R-A-S, meaning that they're going to sacrifice all these orthodox and conventional methods in order to do something different, something that is out of the normal. Okay, this is the dynamic, and that's why we're seeing this growth on radical, fundamentalist, nationalistic, totalitarian, despotic, etc., ways of dealing with national issues, economical, financial situations around the world. And that's what I have for you for April 2015.